So a warm welcome to the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup 2017, coming to you today from the Dandery Curling Arena in the northern part of Stockholm in Sweden, of course. I'm Richard Harding, and with me is Armin Harder, and we're going to bring you the game between Silvana Tirinzoni and her team from Club Arau in Switzerland against the Fujisawa team from Tokoro Curling Club in the island of Hokkaido in Japan. And after the earlier game, Tirinzoni and Kim won their games, and Fujisawa Norberg lost theirs in this section. So the team of Silvana Tirinzoni is lead Marlene Albrecht, Esther Neuenschwander at second, Manuela Siegrist playing third, and the skip Silvana Tirinzoni. And Team Fujisawa has lead Yurika Yoshida, second Yumi Suzuki, Shinami Yoshida at third, and Satsuki Fujisawa is skipping. The alternate is Mari Motohashi. And we're just at the start of this second round of games. The end of the measuring going on to determine who has the last stone advantage in this first end of play. 8 ends will be played between these two teams. And the Fujisawa team, they have two sisters playing at third and at lead.
Hello, Richard. Happy to be here again in Stockholm, Sweden with the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. Looks like they've had some technical difficulties with their measuring device. And I guess they're getting to the measuring now. So, slight delay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can hear me. How clear can you? Is it possible to hear my voice? Yes? Thank you. It's a pleasure to welcome you for the second round of the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. And I'm going to now introduce you the teams who will play in this session. On sheet A, from Germany, Jens playing against the Swiss Pats. Yes, and now on sheet B, the Swedish team Norberg will now play against the Swiss Ögner. Welcome, Ögner. On sheet C, from Russia, welcome Sidorova. And playing against, from Scotland, Jackson. And the defending champions and ranked number 1 in the world, from Sweden, Team Österborg. And they will play against the Russian boys Seva. Welcome. On sheet E, we will have from Switzerland, Tirinzoni playing against Japanese Fujisawa. Welcome. And on sheet F, from Scotland, please feel welcome, Flemings. And they will play against, from Sweden, Sundberg. And on sheet G, Matsumura, Japan, will play the Chinese Wang. And at last, sheet 8H, Yang from China against the Swiss Felscher. You may enter the ice now, ladies.
Yes. Yes.
Games may begin. The ice is yours. Good luck. And Good curling, ladies.
それやけん
So as we can tell from the introduction, there's 8 sheets on the go here.
言うねそして言っ
Good.
て
16 teams playing.
指そんなの
So our feature game, of course, is the one on sheet E featuring Silvana Tirinzoni and Satsuki Fujisawa. And the first stone will be delivered by the Swiss team.
Kijk hoe verlieg spelen ik ook op, hoor.
中島ちゃんみすっごい可愛いと思うんだよね。
かわいい
すげえ可愛いよね。
なんかさ漫画に出てきそうねなんかさ
主人公みたいな可愛さ。
みたいに出てこない
可愛いよね
か。わいい
なんかすごいちっちゃくて細いし。
Marlon Albrecht playing the first rock. And we're finally underway.
Linie is goed. Zet zo lang, oder? Linie is goed, vorne 4. Mach den gut. Gut. Schön, schön, Marlon. Ich habe gleich ein Split gehabt wie der Draw.
So plenty of curl on that shot.
Looking pretty good. Mike Reed, the head ice maker from Biel, Switzerland.
So Yurika Yoshida with her first stone. The hit and roll to the wing it is.
Normaal. Goed. Wow, wow, wow. Nog niet mee. Daar blijven. Daar blijven. Goed. Schön. Schön.
Marlene Albrecht will hit and stick with that. Albrecht has played in one Women's World Championship a few years back in Riga in Latvia,
that's
2013.
13, yeah. They lost had to play 2 tiebreakers in that game. They won the first one against the Russians and then lost the second tiebreaker to make it to the playoffs against the US team at the time.
Goed.
So Yurika
Oké,
Yoshida,
ik ga
she's
weer gaan is er.
just been at one World Championships as well in 2016.
Steht denn, oder? Ja. Hij is goed. Vorne nog. Ik vind hem niet goed. Is hij toch goed? Linie is goed. Sehr gut. Vorne noch. Nein, hij is vorne 4. Is vorne 4. Die Line, oder? Ja. Schön ist er. Sehr schön ist er. Am Schluss quer, gell?
幅大丈夫かこれセンターだけど
Esther, met de draadshot gewonnen met feit nou is het draw.
So just both teams just exchanging rocks here. Of course, the Japanese team having the hammer would need to do the first offensive move, but they've decided that they will play takeout in the first end.
9.2 だった上とないとねちょっと刺さった
De geurtje? Nee, geurtje nog. Vorne 4. Nee, vorne nog. Goed, punt vol. Linie is goed. Is bij euch. Können schon ein bisschen wischen, glaube ich. Ist okay, ist okay. Das ist doch nicht knapp. Immer noch. Schön, Esther. Gut so.
So Silvana Tirinzoni is quite happy to play this first end in the house. Of course, that will lead to draws and takeouts.
9分
This one's curling a bit. Missed it on the inside.
今のでなんぼだった
So a little chance to try and mix things up a bit here for Team Tirinzoni. And although Silvana Tirinzoni has been at the top level in Switzerland for a long time, she's only been at one World Championship.
Ja, genau. Ja.
She's been to 3.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
She has been to 3 with different teams.
Yes, no, recently I was meaning.
Yeah. She's been certainly been one of or the top team in Switzerland for the longest time, although the only top team that hasn't won a World Series.
But 3 others have.
Yes, 4 times in recent years. So there's
Remarkable, really, that Tirinzoni hasn't been there more often.
It is. She's certainly played enough finals in Switzerland. Had many opportunities. Just
ちょっとクイックで出したらね落ちてっちゃうみたいなんだよねだからちょっとセンター
coming out of
入る時だ
Switzerland
け
is
気を
tough.
つけて
So you know that whichever team comes out of Switzerland, you know that they're well equipped to go to the Worlds.
冗談だよよっよっ冗談だよよっよっよっよっ
So Tsunami Yoshida hits and sticks, rolls a little bit across the house. Name was to try to roll in front of that second yellow counter of
なん
Tirinzoni's
か言ってくれればいいのになんで
to make it tougher to remove.
すごいな何もせずそんな落ちもせずって感じ
あなんかね2本目だから滑るかなって思ってちょっと落としたんだけどちょっと上とセンターに
Manuela Stigris with her first stone, and that was the danger, that she would bump it onto the back one. At least it didn't lock and stay in the house for them, but it's back to a single stone in the house.
And just to get an idea where these teams are, we heard in the introduction Anna Hasselberg, the champion from this event last year. She's ranked number 1 in the world team ranking, and Tirinzoni is ranked 4th, not too far behind Hasselberg. Squeezed in between 2 of those is Rachel Homan and Jennifer Jones. And
意外とストレートだ
Fujisawa is ranked 31 in the world.
あーナイスジャッジあーごめんさすがに早すぎた
So by all accounts, Tirinzoni should be the favorite in this contest.
Genau.
Certainly a lot of experience. They're 38 years old.
So the first stone in the first end for Silvana Tirinzoni
Vinden gut.
here in Stockholm.
Voor de 4. Voor de 8. Voor de 8. Mag het zeggen dat het breed is? Ik vind niet meer nog recht. Oké. Die is goed. Denk jou. Voor de 4. Ja, T-line. Und 4 Fuß. Sehr schön. Gut, super Länge.
Just using that shot as a little bit of a practice shot for drawing to the centre of the house. Just confirming the weight to herself so that if she has to play one later, she knows exactly what to do. And this is the first stone in this opening end for Satsuki Fujisawa.
急かな急プリンプリンよっよっよっ急にちょっと動
shot. Fujisawa has been at 2 World Championships. Also, strangely enough, the same one as Tirinzoni back in 2013 in Latvia, and more recently in 2016, where they got to the final.
They did, against
great effort.
Bina Felcher, who's also here. Tirinzoni was World Junior Champion. Thunder Bay back in the 89, I believe. Or 99, not 89.
Yes,
99.
so.
My math. She would have been a little young for not 89. She was born in 79, so. That was a good junior year from 99 for Swiss clubs. There was a world title for the women and a silver medal for the boys out of the same curling club in Switzerland that year. Out of the Fujisawa curling club. It's a rare thing to have 2 finalists at Worlds out of the same curling club. So that was a nose hit. And that forced the Japanese to take one.
外したとかそうだね。今もう相手連続して使ってたらもう14後半とかになってたけどね。ちょっと様子見ながらマージン動かすから。
No, they were forced to take the one. So that score is not quite correct. It's 1-0 for the Japanese team.
Het is wirklich een stier. Het is een kleine stier. Ja, nein. Sie ist klein, aber sie ist ein Stier. Für die Grösse kann sie nicht sehr viel dafür.
So end number 2 here in Dandery, and we are back in the house. Team Fujisawa drawing to the back of the house, and let's see whether Tirinzoni is going to try to set something up a bit more adventurous.
今 4.2 さっきの試合よりちょっとピーク伸びてるかも
Geht Scarlett der Start? Sind wir gar? Nein, noch nicht.
Marlene Obrecht with her first stone here.
Vielleicht nicht.
Just being asked to put on a corner guard. And it is, but fairly close to the house. Plenty of curl on this ice.
Lots of curl, that's where you actually want to be, nice and tight to the ring so you can get behind it. A long corner guard. But maybe too easy to take out. Of course the run back is there with a short corner guard.
美味しそうだな、夕味からだけどどうだろう、吐いてもいいのかな。あ、いや、ウォーだわ、ごめんごめん。
Japanese team just trying to keep the play in the middle, guard that stone on the back of the house. Will stop just in time, of course, with the free guard zone. You can move that shot around, but you can't take it out of play if you are the opposition.
今のでさ、スイープドローいい感じかね。
どうしよう。いや、3-4。やばいな。
Nou, lieve. Ja.
Trying to go around the center guard. And down to the back one.
Gut, schön. Gut.
Quiet weight takeout.
Dann können wir auflegen unter der Schweiz hin. Von dem her gut schon.
ってた。あ、ロールでも全然大丈夫だよ。うん。一人でもまだある。
Now next year you'll have to leave that. She's playing a hit on the back one, which she's got a nice center guard up. Next year we'll be having an extra guard in play. We'll probably talk more about that. And this is going to roll out. Now Tirinzoni will definitely take a run at that center guard. Bit of a danger rock for her. And it's close enough to the rings. You can hit and roll over to the side and get a piece of the rings. Extra 9 pounder.
Fest. Fest. Go. Whoa. Fest. Fest. Okay.
So, still a couple of front stones to come around.
She nose hit that. She wanted to roll over that.
Okay, sehr gut gespielt.
Chance here for Fujisawa to come around that centre guard. Vigorous sweeping here from the Japan team. Will they get it round the guard? A little bit, but not. Yeah, maybe 2/3 still visible.
こっちが今一番滑ってるかなでも。
Wechseln. Ja, voll. Gut, du hast dich.
Well, nice result there. Raised, take out and roll in behind the wing stone to be fully guarded.
We can see here how well it's covered. Fujisawa will try and straight run back here and try to remove both the guard and the rock that's in the house.
Big weight here.
Gets the guard. She get enough of the back to roll out. Perfect shot. Very nice. Okay. All smiles on that one.
Great shot to remove the guard and the hidden stone behind it. Tirinzoni now indicating to come around that centre guard. Japan, of course, leading with that single point in the first end. Manuela
Okay, voor 4. Dat is er.
Looking pretty good too. Nice weight, good control. And that's fully buried in front of the tee line. Almost in front of the tee line.
Sorry, goed gezien. Maar ik ben net zo recht rausgekomen als me.
It's good to see Manuela Zegras back on the team. She's pretty well set out all of last year with some injury issues. She's now fully recovered. And I think really important for this team to do well. Sigrist was certainly missed last year, especially when it came to the championships in Switzerland.
Shinami Yoshida, third player for the Tokoro Curling Club team. Just not quite enough to get round behind the guard.
I think you can certainly get to the nose of it, maybe even get to the inside and roll behind the guard again. No opting to do that though. So just asked to draw another one in there with the intern.
Ganz hinauf. Komm, noch. Schenk. Gut. Schön. Schön.
That's good enough for second shots.
Nice shot there.
Japanese might have an opportunity here to angle raise that and double both of those shots out if she can angle that back on the yellow and then that runs back onto the blue. There, and now we can see it better. If the angle just hit it off the back of that yellow, that blue off the back of the yellow might run back and take both of them.
I think that's a bit far-fetched, but
no, not at all.
I think if you hit the front one, you're not hitting the back one.
If you come off at the right angle. But with this kind of ice here, I think she's just trying to raise this.
Pretty tough, I think. Yeah. If she raises this into the centre, though, it's a pretty nice shot for her.
Yeah.
Maybe tough to get to it after this. Has to get front. Past the guard first of all, though. Oh, great shot.
Nice shot.
Yellow's still shot.
Yes. Just a fraction more weight required there.
But and yellow does have the hammer. Last rock advantage. It's a bit of a risky shot there, trying to double those blue ones out.
Quite tough as well with the backing of that yellow stone belonging to Tirinzoni.
If it goes
easy to lock the blue onto it.
Yeah, if it goes all wrong, there's two blue sitting in the forefoot and no yellow covering it. And here we can see it much better.
And this is one of these positions where nothing looks particularly attractive.
Not really, no.
You go, I don't really like that shot, and then you look at another one and you go, I don't really like that shot either.
She'll be certainly looking to set up her last rock. So. If they are guarding, they're pretty well conceding the 1 point, or playing only for 1 point.
Well, the 1 point's looking increasingly attractive in this end, Tirinzoni. Not what they set out to have, but at this stage, given that position, there's a big chance they could be losing 2 points if they're not careful.
I think, she might risk this here. It's still early in the game. It's only the second end. It's if she makes it, she's looking pretty good. Chance of multiple points.
Milan koers? Ja, is goed.
Normal hit weight here, so she Not sure if she's just trying to hit this on the nose or trying to angle it back, but I think the nose hit might be the safer option.
So the first of the skip stones in this second end comes from Silvana Tirinzoni. Going for the big shot, trying to remove two blue Japanese counters.
Trying to angle this one.
Schön.
No, straight nose.
Gut. Schön, Silvana.
That certainly takes a raise away. The Japanese doing that again.
Ja, ze hebben me zo gehangen.
I think
Ik heb ook
that's
afgestaan.
what that was all about.
曲がりすぎちゃったら意味ないもんね。
Maar ik denk dat we zullen dan. Als je hoort, de ene hoort die er nou in houden. Top is nog uit de blauwe. Dus we nu nog het 2
でもね、結構スイープ使えると思うんだよね。
Zien we nog die foto's?
So Tirinzoni has the last stone here after this shot of Fujisawa. This is her last stone in this second end.
And she's a very good draw player too. Certainly at the World Championships in Swift Current 16, that was her bread and butter shot. She drew us a lot of times. But she's just guarding this up.
Just trying to stop the raise from Tirinzoni with her last stone.
I think you might just see Tirinzoni throwing the last rock away here. Probably do more damage than anything else. She might try and draw and see if she can catch a little piece of the button.
I think that would be the shot to try anyway.
Yeah.
Ik wil glaube een beetje meer ijs geven. Oké. Oké, nummer. Ja, is oké. Oké.
Just really got to get tight past the guard here to get a piece of that button. That's got to curl a long way once it gets past the
Ik
guard.
glaube nicht, es ist mega wenig, fast so meine Drahtschutspur.
Okay.
Den machen wir, du hast den.
Certainly worth a try.
Yep, the draw to be fully inside the blue area and outcount that blue stone of Japan for 2. That would be the shot Tirinzoni's looking for here in the second end.
Man nog een vrij. Linie is oké.
Sweeping it to curl. That's not going to curl enough.
Goed, die lange.
Just too wide.
Yeah. So 1 for the Swiss team, and that ties up the game at 1 apiece.
Oké. Nee. Ja. Der hat mich jetzt schon ein bisschen verwirrt. Also ja, er ist einfach... Er hat mich jetzt schon ein bisschen verwirrt.
Ich dachte, er müsste mehr.
Aber... Ah, okay.
伸びるね。大阪やっぱさっちゃんラインよくってチェックもしてくれたけど、
ラフチューン
だから若干ちょっと曲がり大きかったね。
Ja.
ああそうだね。で相手の大体同じところ取って投げたんだけど、2投目は滑ってたから。
So welcome back to end number 3 here. An 8-end game. Already we're in the third end.
Linie ist gut. Auf die Centerline.
1-1 for
Linie ist gut. Auf die Centerline.
Satsuki Fujisawa against Silvana Tirinzoni.
Zet den lang aus. Im Volkswagen. Sehr schön. Oh. Schön, Marlene.
So centre guard from
Schön Volkswagen.
Tirinzoni team. And now Fujisawa indicating to come round behind. She has her stopwatch to see the speed of this.
Nice tight guard there again from Albrecht.
ちょっと待ってそうだな。上と近いけど津波だな。あーでも曲がってないね。
あーちょっと待っていいかな。
待ってから。
ジャストロックかな。ジャストだな。
入ったらちょっと深くなっちゃうんだ。
何にもしないで6、7ぐらいだわ。
very late curl here. That came a long way after the hog line.
Tirinzoni indicating just to follow that shot in.
Nu bistro!
Well, really nice shot there from Albrecht.
Gut, schön, Marlin.
多分さっきと同じで投げればねなるかな。石1個したい。
Sweepers onto this one quickly. Good sweepers. Fujisawa.
Just touches the guard.
Yeah, it was on that stone really right from the beginning.
Mach nichts, wenn du ein bisschen würdest tappen.
Das nicht?
60 bis
Mach nichts, wenn du ein
60
bisschen würdest tappen. Ja, genau. Du hast dich.
Dass wir die Linie gut haben.
Ja, voll.
Tirinzoni in a good position here to put some pressure on the Japanese team, but she doesn't have the hammer, so she needs to be careful.
T-Line! Okay, ich glaube, es ist T-Line. T-Line, hinten 4.
Das ist ein gut, ja.
Hinten 4 in 8. Hinten 4. Hinten 4. T-Line. Alles.
It's not the shot she called, but ended up moving one of those yellow back, or one of the blue back. She wanted to come down direct onto the blue.
Jetzt Manu hat ihn gut gesehen. Ich glaube, wenn er einen Meter kürzer ist, dann ist der richtige Aussicht.
So a big pile of stones in the centre of the house here. And Yumi Suzuki at second. Just being asked to come and join the front of that pack of stones.
Ooh, getting dangerous now for the Swiss.
Noch ein bisschen bewegen.
Got to separate those two because there's an easy double there.
Nicht schneller als vorher. Ein bisschen weniger schnell.
Gleich lang wie vorher. Gleich lang, ein bisschen kürzer.
You want to get some separation on those two yellow ones.
Okay, machen wir gut.
結構外取ってね、やべえって思ったけどね、こう入ってからね、ちゃんと曲がった。ね、上とってから最後曲がるから、とか、あれしなくていいかなとか。ああ、オフしたりとか。
Hinten 8, hinten 12. Hinten 12. Hinten 8. Okay, ist gut.
Well,
That's a little bit better, I think.
Certainly improved the look of the head from the perspective of the Tirinzoni team. Didn't move things very much, but sometimes you don't have to improve it a whole lot.
れか。
そうだね。
これできればベスト。おお。あ、
そうだね。
そうだね。
それいいかもしれない。これでさやっちゃいけないのなんだ。
こっちじゃだったらダメ。
なんでじゃダメかい。
こっちだとやばい。
いいんだもんね。これがベース。オッケー。
ローズもダメ。結構そしたら幅狭いね。ローズもダメだ
And
か
she
ら。
can get to the inside of that rock, Richard. She might be able to get double those yellow out. That'll take a... Not quite sure what she's doing here. She's playing the intern. Is she trying to raise the guard, Richard?
I'm not sure what she's trying to do. Having watched carefully. Anyway, she's having a go at, it looks like she is trying to raise the guard onto one of the other yellows. Well,
That was all right.
plenty of stones moving around.
Yeah. And her blue rock in the front is in a good spot.
So Fujisawa lying in third position, but she has a nicely positioned stone there, which will be really tough to move for Tirinzoni.
Was ist, wenn wir nur einen Beisser machen? Nur einen Guard? Und denkt nur Y verteilen im Moment. Ich glaube nicht, weil ich glaube, im Moment liegen wir ja schon und Second. Wir können uns nur schlechter stoßen. Zum Beispiel so wie sie muss etwas machen. Ja. Dass einfach haargenau sitzen.
Really tough to remove that blue
Ja,
one.
genau, das fände ich super.
Well, Tirinzoni has the last stone advantage.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't have the last stone advantage, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, that's what.
So, whether to guard or whether to try to get rid of it, that's the question, really, isn't it? She does lie 2 at present. She knows her opponent's going to try to make something of that front blue stone.
Also,
She hits this. If she takes a run at it and hits it wrong, it's gonna.
ich glaube, wir machen es
Blue
einfach
could be
nur,
laying true.
alles, was wir jetzt bewegen, machen wir es nur einfacher für sie und nicht für uns. Also ich würde sie lassen, da irgendetwas bewegen.
Albrecht doesn't want to play the hit. She wants to play a guard.
Ich finde, wenn sie den Reis geben, wenn wir ihr den Drogen. Ja.
Ich würde glaube alles nur zwischen 3 und 12 ist
Ja, genau, da bis da habe ich das Gefühl, ist eigentlich okay.
Dann hat sie noch einen dritten im Spiel.
Okay.
Nur ein Guard ist. Okay. Dann machen wir doch so. Okay.
Actually, I think it's probably a wise decision because however well she might play the hit, she's not going to come off very well
No,
out
she's
of it.
just going to make it easier for.
I think so. I mean, the
For the
natural
Japanese,
instinct is to try to get rid of that blue thing, but it's virtually impossible to do that and leave any stones lying around without locking onto one of them or both of them. So, Manuela Stigrist at third for the Tirinzoni team. Just going to play a guard on the front of these. This bunch of stones in the 4-foot circle.
Nein, ist gut, Längi. Sieht sehr lang aus. Okay, 3 nach.
That stone, I think that stone just picked up.
Oh, that's not
Veered
good.
to the right.
Yeah.
Slowed up as well, yes, they're looking at the ice. Was gliding along quite nicely and suddenly took an extra turn and veered sharply to the right. So it's finished rather sweetly for them, given what happened to it. But I think there's a chance for Fujisawa to come right to that blue stone and tap it back.
Yeah. She'll have to move it far enough to try and get that yellow to come back into the back of the 12 foot. Sit fourth shot or something like that.
Of course, with the advantage of last stone, they will be hoping to pick up more than one shot. So, second stone for Chinami Yoshida. She might need the weight here. No. It's a good shot, but it's not quite clear who's first shot there from the overhead camera.
Das ist wahrscheinlich eher Card, oder? Ja, den finde ich gut jetzt, so schön eng. Hä? Ja. Gleich lang, ja genau. Den haben wir, machen wir gut.
She could draw another one in there, I guess. It's pretty hard to remove those blue.
Das ist ein bisschen knapp, ja. 3! Beste! Linie weg, gut! Es ist nur 3! Wow, wow! Okay, es ist nur 3! Zieh jetzt! Nur 3! Bleib gar! Noch ein bisschen, bis es steht! Wow! Gut, so. Okay, so. Gut.
So that stone just creeps into the front of the house. But it makes it tougher to get a play on the two blues in the centre, which is what Fujisawa will be looking to do. I wonder if she's looked at the shot down the other side, down the left-hand side, as we look at it from that overhead camera. Opportunity to maybe come round there.
Just take out the back one in the 8 foot.
Well, or even draw and tap her own blue onto the yellow. Wouldn't be a bad shot. She might lie too. Anyway, concentrating on the other side of the house with this stone.
Pretty nice. No, just rolled off it. Would have liked to have got to the nose of it. Still shot. No.
Well, didn't work quite as planned.
It's just a bit heavy.
Ah. So now the Tirinzoni team lie first shot after that.
Yeah, and the angles aren't very good for the Japanese on the yellow one. With the yellow and the blue guarding it.
I don't think she could have done any damage coming down on the other side there. Potentially quite a lot of good. This end taking a long time, thinking about every shot before they play it.
I'm not sure about the need for every member of the team getting into the conversation here every
nein, ich glaube nicht. Also den sehen wir 0 von hinten. Der ist ja überversteckt. Als Doppel.
Seems like the most logical shot here is to take those two blue out and
Ja, ja, voll.
Yes,
Ja, ja.
but how?
well, just it's a nose hit on this.
Ist gut.
Make sure you don't set up a double on your own.
Yes, she catches just about all the blues you can see there.
You can maybe hit and roll inside too. Sit two.
Möchtest du lieber den Draht spielen? Ich finde den Draht auch okay, wenn wir dort dazu machen.
Die hauen ist für sie mega einfach. Der kann ja gar nicht schief gehen.
Wo dann reinhauen?
Gar, ihre gar.
Okay.
Der hat sie auf jeden Fall.
Ja.
Darum von mir aus kannst du den Draht spielen, wenn du den lieber würdest. Beides sind zwei
Ja,
Optionen.
genau, ja. Geh mit dem Bauch. Ich bin bei beiden voll dabei.
Gut, machen wir den.
So finally we get down to the shot, and this will be quite an important one for Tirinzoni. She's on
Schnell!
plenty of weight at this.
Nein,
Ganz vorne weg.
nein, nein. Ist glaube noch durch.
Going for the back shot to take the two out, and she misses completely. Well, that certainly wasn't plan A or B.
No, and spend a lot of time talking about it too. You'll love those shots. Spend 5 minutes discussing it and then miss it completely.
First priority for Fujisawa is to out-count that yellow Swiss stone on the back of the 1 foot button. So a little tap on the blue would do that. But for some reason it doesn't look as if that's what she's going to be doing, but even if you can get to the whole of that blue shot on the front of the 4 foot circle, I don't know if you can get the angle enough to move that yellow one out of the back. So Satsuki Fujisawa here in the third end having a go at this.
Trying to come off her own. Oh, just touches the guard. A fortunate break there for the Swiss. Still the same shot, I would think. Blue ones don't really want to touch them. Can't do much with them. The angle is pretty good to protect the yellow one.
ist recht steil, oder? Dort oben.
Question is, do you hit and roll in or hit and roll away?
Optimal wäre er so, oder? Da kann sie draufhauen für einen. Die Chance ist, ja, du hast recht, ja.
Wenn wir einfach da.
Ja, ich finde den nicht schlecht, ja. Ja. Sehr schwierig, ja, sehr schwierig.
Einfach nicht zu tief, da ist er nicht gut. Da.
So it looks like she's going to try and draw and try and protect that.
Länge ist immer ähnlich, gell? Handfree, nur
Nein.
da, beißen,
Ja, voll, ja, voll. Maximal, oder? Ja. Genau. Okay, machen wir gut.
Länge ist konstant da, auch so wie du.
Genau.
Läuft schön.
Du hast den.
So Tirinzoni then with this shot. Just going to try and lie a second shot, I think.
Okay,
down behind the guards.
I think it's more about protecting your own. Understand the conversation.
Sture guard! Okay. 2. 2.
Probably coming a blush shorter than she wanted to.
Okay.
Just guarding the result.
She may have taken that inside roll away off that blue one. Yeah, the guard's just enough to take the inside roll off the hit the blue on the right-hand side. That's where she's looking at this one. Trying to find a way how to get at that yellow one. It's a little difficult.
So as you can see, yellow, the team Tirinzoni colour, lying just with a small piece of the 1-foot button under their stone. Japan lying second, third and fourth shot for Fujisawa. She can't draw down the left-hand side because that guard's in the way now. Coming at it from the right-hand side as we look at it.
She's trying this raise double now. Blue onto the yellow and then roll over into the middle. Or is it a straight angle? We're working it. Well, steal a one for the Swiss after a very complicated, messy end.
So that point for Tirinzoni lets them have a 2-1 advantage going into the fourth end of play.
Ich glaube, ich würde ins Haus. Dann macht sie Guard, dann können wir nachher noch mal eine machen, dann läuft es schon besser. Dann müssen wir schon nicht weiss machen mit mir. Sie hat viel zu lange überlegt jetzt in dem Moment.
Week はちょっとね、よりちょっと落ち着いてるイメージが、ちょっとまた許容探してたね。そうだね。この感じだとちょっとダメかも。こっちがさっきすげえ滑ったから様子見てみたいな。
Probieren den Plan überlassen, ich weiss was. Okay, ist jetzt ein bisschen gestanden, aber ich glaube, es ist immer noch gut. Okay, dann nehmen wir den. Vorne 4. Bis vorne 4, Linie ist gut.
So welcome back here to the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup.
Okay, dann nehmen wir den voll durch.
Friday afternoon in Dandery Curling Arena.
Noch ein bisschen weiter, kommt. Go.
And this feature game we've got this afternoon sees Silvana Tirinzoni against Satsuki Fujisawa. And I was mentioning Tirinzoni. She's been at 3 Worlds, but her team just the one in 2013. She's been around a long time now, lots of experience. seem to just get the last bit done when it comes to getting to World Championships.
She did have a difficult season last year with they did really well on the tour. Got lots of points and wins on the tour, winning a slam. But had a spare player in, but for the championships, Manuela Siegrist was missing all season. She was injured, so the team wasn't complete last year. And she's hoping this year the Swiss are playing the Olympic trials coming up. 3 teams will be in that. It'll be Tirinzoni, Felcher, and Pat playing out to see who goes to the Olympics for Switzerland.
Is that a double round robin or what?
I'm not exactly sure what the format is, but in all likelihood, and then some sort of a, depending, if one team wins everything kind of thing, direct in without a playoff. I think there's some sort of formula there.
And the winner will go, or the winner will be?
The winner will go to the Europeans and the Olympics.
And when is that, Armin?
That will be, I believe that's in October sometime. I'd have to.
Not far away.
Very late October. I'm not 100% sure. Men, Swiss men are already. De Cruz has that locked up already. He's so far ahead of everybody else. There's no playdowns necessary. And then for the Worlds, a different team will be going to the Worlds because neither the Olympic teams will be eligible to play for the World Championships.
And why is that?
Well, I think there's a number of reasons for that. One is after they've had a playdowns, they've played the Europeans, their main focus is on getting to those Olympics. And by the time they finish those Olympics, they also have to play a Swiss championship to get to the Worlds. That's a little much for a team. We've seen that after the last Olympics. A lot of the teams that were at the Olympics were just tired, pretty beat. And it's also a World Championships that doesn't count any points to the next Olympics. So it's a good opportunity to allow maybe another team to qualify and go to those Worlds. And I guess that's similar with a lot of the other sports too. And the Olympics, the hockey, the Worlds after the hockey championships, you won't see the same players that played at the Olympics generally.
Okay, ich glaube, er kommt schon, nicht?
Quite a mental journey to get to those Olympics and play those Olympics. The Olympics themselves are quite long.
Indeed. Yeah, a lot of these decisions are not made by you as the team, but by others these days. Sometimes think they forget it's all about playing games on the ice. Anyhow, it is what it is. So here we are in the fourth end, 2-1 then. Tirinzoni ahead and lying nicely in the 4-foot circle, 2 stones.
Okay, so wie gegen Abend die Garde, die du gespielt hast.
Just trying to guard these two stones. Pretty good line, I think, but it's a long way out from the house.
Yeah,
So
pretty long guard. Yeah.
it might be not too complicated to come round, tap them. So this is the first stone in the fourth end for Tsunami Yoshida. Mighty sweeping to get it past the guard. Which it does, just. Oh, good shot.
And there you can see why that long guard wasn't that effective, just as you mentioned.
Tirinzoni giving more ice. Is she trying to come right round the two of these? I think she might be.
Yep.
Line the back.
Certainly got
4
enough.
foot to lie second shot again, maybe.
Got enough curl there. It's a little bit long.
Well, not the best result, I don't think. Chance here for Tsunami Yoshida to tap the blue back.
On the in-turn side.
Perhaps lie two at the end of this. Will she play a little bit of weight at this one?
Well, yeah,
She might have to.
otherwise she could be setting up a double. She'll want to roll far enough. But it looks like it's got a long way to curl. That needed to come over. The weight was good, I think. Just needed to come over that much more. Needed to hit a little fuller.
Ja, genau. Ein kleines Heffen wäre perfekt. Ein kleines Heffen wäre perfekt. Was? Ein kleines Heffen wäre perfekt.
Well, Armin, why wouldn't you come down the other side? Because there's a chance, I think, for the Fujisawa team to come right into the yellow stone lying on the button there, on the in-turn.
Certainly get at it, yeah. It's partially exposed.
I think she could take it out and lie two if nothing else changed in the area around about the house.
Some sort of debris in front of the rock. The running surface on the rock is very small, so there's any kind of debris to change the trajectory of the rock very quickly. And that happens once in a while. She's just guarding that side up. We'll see now, Richard, if that guard didn't do much. It came over.
Yeah, it's curled too much.
Curled too much, yeah. We'll see if she sees the option the way you did. But I think that in-turn sign is certainly possible to remove that yellow. They're pretty focused on that, raising that blue one though.
So the first of the skip rocks for Japan's Fujisawa, tapping up the blue onto the yellow to lie at least one, she hopes. I don't know if she can get enough weight to do that without her own shooter rolling out. She has plenty of weight with this one, just needs to get the right line. Not far away, as long as they've taken account of the stone going to draw quite a bit at the end. They lost it.
Yeah, they gave up on it. They had it. Just picked at the end, or just touched the yellow one. Sweeping error. Well, certainly the blue is now really exposed. Tirinzoni doesn't have the last rock. She could play yellow onto the blue and just remove that blue rock. Lay two behind the guard, yeah. Both of them behind the guards. In-turn hit on that yellow, Richard. Drive it over onto the blue and lay two behind the guard.
Not sure if I like that.
No. I don't like those angle hits.
Not those ones, no. Bit too flat.
Looks like a natural to me. Yeah. You lose your shooter, but that's all right.
So instead, I think just going for the draw shot. Second to count the second stone, or maybe even just guarding. Yeah, it's the guard.
Yeah, she's playing the guard.
Yeah.
Ja, cut. Go, Scott. Schön. Gut so, Silvana.
So it blocks the line, which was the aim.
Ich gehe auch jetzt schnell. CC.
So another chance then, with one stone remaining, for Tirinzoni to steal another point. And Fujisawa looking for a long angled shot.
Chance to make two here for the Japanese if they can angle raise that blue guard straight, or not straight back, angle it back onto their blue and stick it. Chance of making two. It's a long shot, but it's possible.
So last stone here in the fourth end, just before the break. The games are 8 ends long, of course. And they'll get a short break here before commencing the second half. At the moment, Tirinzoni leading 2-1. Good chance to be 3-1 after this shot. We'll see what happens.
No, she's missed it.
So it will be another point for the Swiss team in the fourth end. And that gives them a 3-1 advantage at the half-time break here in Stockholm.
どちらかというとちょっと落としても大丈夫。ちょっと上げた方がいい。落としても大丈夫。オッケー。
Zeg genoeg aus. Hey, vorne 4. Okay, walk, zeg.
So welcome back to the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup 2017. The second draw of day one here. And we're on sheet E of this Dandery arena. I'm Richard Harding and I have Armin Harder from Switzerland with me this afternoon here. 8 games going on across all of the ice sheet. But our feature game is the one between Silvana Tirinzoni and Fujisawa. At the moment, the Tirinzoni team grabbing the advantage with a 3-1 lead.
Nice. 4.3. Nice.
Ja. Is het in mijn hoes? Ja. Is oké. Goed dan. Hey Mark, die is nog niet zo goed.
Whoa, is that too net?
Tirinzoni trying to put up a center guard here. Coming into the house.
Nice. 今の良かった
Front of the
わ。
house, perfect spot.
Good, Marlin.
3-1 lead. Doesn't need to do too much. She'll be taking the first opportunity she can to be able to remove
ね、
the guards.
4.3.
Busy weekend on the tour. The Swiss Cup Basel men are in action. Basel, Switzerland. And then Prestige Hotel Resorts Curling Classic in Vernon, Avonare Cashfield in Edmonton. A busy weekend and a list of others. And Tirinzoni can now play the takeout. Free guard zone no longer in effect. Next year she won't be able to do this. Next year we're going to the 5 rock roll. Need to leave that rock in play. This season we still use the 4 rock roll, so that she's able to remove that guard.
Gut, ja.
Kannst du immer einen Dunkel anziehen.
First!
And another removal of the guard. This will be Tirinzoni's tactics for the next little while to try and keep
Schön ist er.
the Japanese from building up any sort of offense, trying to get back into this game.
Aber normal. Gut! Wow. Hat den aber. Okay.
So no guards in play anymore for the Japanese.
Gut so.
No rocks at all. She'll
Yeah,
now try and start using these yellow ones. Maybe push them back behind the tee line, get some rocks in front of it.
Aber muss, also ich habe Eis zum, muss sicher weg und das macht er. Ja.
Ja, also weißt du, es ist vielleicht ein halber Santi, der muss mehr gärlen, dass er super kommt. Ah, komm mit. Ich glaube, jetzt würde ich mal eine Garde spielen. Weiß ich auch nicht.
Vor der Vorder.
Komm mit.
Ja,
Schon die Dumme, das ist
Alternative.
Ich finde den dort eigentlich recht gut. Ja.
So Richard, I'll quickly go through an update of the other scores. 7 other games going on. We got Germany's Daniela Jentsch against Switzerland's Alina Patz, 2015 world champion. And Jentsch is up 2-0 after 5 ends of play. And then we have Annette Norberg back on the ice again, kind of coaching and skipping her daughter's team. Norberg's tied up 2-2 with Urzi Hegner from Switzerland after 5. Then we have Sidorova up 7-0 against Jackson here in the 4th end after 4 ends of play.
Oh dear.
7-0, oh dear. Yeah. That game looks like it might come to a quick end. Anna Hasselberg, last year's champion, playing against last year's European champion, Hasselberg against Mozeva from Russia. That's 3-1 for Hasselberg after 4 ends of play. Then we have Hannah Fleming, who was in the final last year. She's up 3-2 over Sundberg after 4 ends of play. Matsumoro from Japan playing against Bin Wang from China. That's all tied up 2 each after 4 ends of play. And new Chinese team out of Harbin, Jiang. She's playing against Felcher. And that's 1 each after 5 ends of play. Correction, Jiang just made 1, so that's 2-1. It's 20 teams, top 8 qualify. 331,000 Swedish krona. What is that, Richard? Any idea? In pounds.
Ja, ich weiß nicht, sind wir schon im Moment?
I'll try and get a currency that people know.
Vorne dran!
Ich will glaube noch vorne dran, ja.
Euros, perhaps.
In euros.
Or Swiss francs if Silvana keeps winning.
I can give it to you in lots of them. It's about 50,000 Canadian, 51,000 Canadian, 40,000 Swiss francs, 30,000 pounds.
Ja, du hast schon im
Total prize money?
aufgespielt. Im dritten. Genau.
271
Ja.
Chinese. For about 41,000 US. I like the Japanese one. It's
T-line!
4.5 million yen. That sounds good.
You can feel really rich if you win in Japan.
Yes.
Back.
So pretty good prize money for the ladies' European Tour event.
And this one, the first women's major of the season in Europe.
That's correct.
And several more before Olympics are run in February.
Well, next weekend, most of these teams will be heading to Basel to play the Women's Masters in Basel. So if you're in Switzerland, take a trip down to Basel and see some top women's curling.
Ja, sie ist jetzt natürlich auch 3-mal hintereinander. Also,
Pretty good seating gallery in the curling club in Basel.
Gard hat sie schön gespielt. Stimmt, ja.
That one will be played in the curling club in Arlesheim.
Arlesheim, yeah. We had the European Bees in there in 2006 in that curling club.
So, interesting situation here. Fujisawa has one lonely blue stone in the middle. And the yellow stones are circling it. The good thing about it is it's going to be tough to move it if you're Tirinzoni. Doesn't lie for stone, so Fujisawa has to do something with it.
Pretty strong nose hit might just drive that out in between those two.
Well, it might drive all three out.
Yeah, it's going to move some. Yeah,
if you,
definitely.
She might have to do that really, because if she leaves a double on, she's in danger of facing a big end of yellow stones with her last stone.
This looks like a quiet hit, if anything. She's got about maybe back house hack weight with this kind of ice.
She doesn't want to leave a double. Give that an extra little push at the end.
The players seem to think it's long. Now it's starting to come down. So once it gets in that sliding path, it'll start slowing down a bit too. Blue is now definitely shot, and that top one is locked in pretty good there.
And if you do hit that top one, the chances are the other one's going to lock on the back yellow.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot actually. She seems
Moment,
pleased
fast
enough with
keine
it.
zum Deusen, oder?
So there are two stones remaining here. One for Tirinzoni and one for Fujisawa in this fifth end. A great pile of rocks every end.
Can you pick out the shot rock? Just catch a piece of it.
Probably can. I think it will run out with the rest of them. I don't think it will lock on the back yellow and stay if you hit it at the right angle. But the second Japanese stone may end up being in a good spot after this. Maybe leave Fujisawa a draw for two. If these two yellows are removed with this hit.
Tirinzoni only has one rock left.
That's right.
So she'd be looking not to give up more than one somehow.
If she noses the front blue though, then the second blue will take out the back two yellows and run itself, I think. And the one on the side, the left there, that yellow nearest us in the
Centerline kratzen.
4-foot circle will also disappear. But it will leave that front blue counter probably counting shot. And then it will be a draw for 2 for Fujisawa.
So maybe a guard here might just concede the 1 and
that might be the best shot at 3-1, leading 3-1.
3-1 with a hammer. Pretty nice spot to be in.
So Tirinzoni playing the yellow stones. Fujisawa from the Tokoro Curling Club on the North Island of Japan, Hokkaido. He is playing the blue stones. And there are 3 Japanese teams here from the Far East this time to play in this event this year.
Yes, and two Chinese teams and a Korean team. So good Asian representation at this event. And all very strong teams. That's a very nice curling club in Sapporo where these girls play.
Well, they play in Tokoro, which is also a very nice curling club,
okay,
but not in Sapporo.
I haven't seen that one. Okay, I've been to the one in Sapporo. I thought they were from that one. Well, that guard is again very long. Did she do enough?
I think she stopped any easy connection on the 2 blue stones, which was the main objective with that one. She doesn't look very happy about it though, does she?
Well, never happy until it's over and you won.
いやーちょっと今は無理です。これでも2点取れるからさ。でさ、やったところで3点はないじゃん。だったらここでキャッチ使って2点取った方がいいのかな。あ、これいかない感じなんだ。漏れちゃうかな。行くのかと思ったけど微妙か。あー微妙だね。これやってもさ、これは多分ねできないんだよね。そう。そしたら取れて2点なんだよね。いやーだったらちゃんと2点取った方がいいんじゃない？今1点はあるからさ。2点もね意外とねここをかわして2点目取るのはむずいんじゃないか。そっちから。なんかチャンスはあるかな。あ、こっちも結構タフだけどね。ローテどうする？同じでいく？OK。スイープ使ってたね。若干押してもいいんだもんね。全然押しても何でもいい。かわしてない。当たらないと思うよ。でも B で押しても悪くないかな。
dritte Ende für ihre letzte, wo sie den Runback spielt. Dort hätte ich den Tap gewählt auf der anderen Seite. Und jetzt, wo sie den Draw wählt, würde ich glaube den TK auf der anderen Seite spielen. Weil Platz hat es genug, um ihn irgendwie halb zu erreichen.
Immer ぐらいだと思うな。
Ja. Silvana ihre erste hat mega gute Spur.
Ah, nice. Two. Sorry. Nice. Nice judge.
Ja, ja, aber sie macht den Guard. Ja, ist gut.
ちょっと本詰まる運動続いたからもしクールダウンして
耳入れしたい。
ランド使ってもいいかな。
Ja. Sie hat mir jetzt gerade gesagt, ich soll ihre nehmen. Also würde ich das nicht machen, gell? Das ist jetzt lustig drauf. Da vorne irgendwie, der biegt ja nicht. Er ist irgendwie so viel mit dem Haus. Okay, gut. Konzentriert dich drauf.
なんかエクステンションあっていいかなって思うけど、めっちゃ重くはなってない気もするけど。4.1 とかかい。よし。05。
外道路海いける？いける。近いね。うん、ナイス。
あ、意外と伸びた。
そうだね。ちょっと大外通ったから。一緒？オッケー。
ちょっと履いていな。
ちょっと画面。1かな。ちょっとね、リリースも柔らかかった。ちょっともうふわっと離さない方がいい。そうですね。いいよ。
Albrecht. Tirinzoni will be looking to score 2 or more here in this end. And nice little roll again. Oh, didn't roll quite far enough. Apparently we had some sound problems. Sorry about that. But we're back. So we've been told.
So second player for Fujisawa. Yumi Suzuki makes that hit and stick.
Yeah, I wonder if Tirinzoni will just freeze to this, freeze bump it.
So Swiss team still have the last stone advantage here with 3 ends to go. It's been a tight game between these two teams. The Japanese are very good at locking a stone in somewhere, making it really tough to get rid of it.
Yeah, this they were this great draw team. Definitely can make your life miserable when you think you're set up and just put a freeze in there somewhere. Okay, this is a normal hit. It doesn't get any inside movement, so it should be accessible for the Japanese again.
So this time hoping to hit and roll in behind the centre guard perhaps. I think she can get it to roll the other way. But it will be behind the tee line.
Yeah, I don't think you want to roll here. I think you just want to keep it where it is. Just got a little more room past the guard this time. So she got some sort of roll. That's going to the back of the house.
Well, that was the problem. It would fall. It would land behind the tee line. So Tirinzoni is going to ignore that and just draw to the other side.
Yeah.
Try and get back round behind the centre guard, the corner guard of her own, the yellow one. This time it will be Esther Neuenschwander to have a go at that shot.
Sicher T-Line. Vor 4. Er kommt runter. Vor 8.
Well, she's got a good looking line and a nice weight, I think.
Ja, das ist T-Line.
Oh, that's a really good positioning on that rock.
Good shot. Will only be second shot, but
setting up the end.
A pretty good spot right round behind the guard and a bit more, as you can see.
Yeah, it curled out the other side. That guard was a little bit long.
And lots of curl on the stones. This one needs to curl a bit if it's going to make contact with the Tirinzoni stone.
Yeah, it's going to roll. Oh, yeah, it did hit the nose. Well, quite a bit.
Curled a long way over the last few meters. So happy team, Japan. Always smiling.
Yeah. Giving the number 4 in the world a good run for their money, for sure.
And they did make it to the final of the Worlds.
Yeah.
This,
yeah, well,
Fujisawa team.
They're ranked 31 in the world, so that shows you how strong that field is in the top 50. It's a lot of good teams. That's just a bit too long.
Just edged off the side of it to lie on the tee line. And a chance for Fujisawa to get her third player to tap this and roll in towards the middle to lie 3. Indicating a little bit more weight, not quite so much ice this time. So more weight because she's given less ice, it will curl not quite so quickly. Sweeping it madly to try to get it past the guard. She could be on this guard. She is well and truly on the guard.
And she leaves the guard out front too.
Not a very good shot. She's going to be lucky and edge in. No, not quite.
Well, now an opportunity for Tirinzoni to set up her deuce.
And that was a mistake from Fujisawa. She tightened the ice and it curled quite a bit too much for her. They didn't get the combination of the line and the weight quite right with that one. So a chance here for
Manuela Zegras.
Zegras to lie 2 here.
Got to stop though. I think it's over the tee line.
Well, should have definitely have liked that in the front of the house and round a bit more behind the guard. Not too good there.
Double possibility. If you make this double, she's pretty good. She's going to end up forcing Tirinzoni into one. Tirinzoni doesn't want to take one in this end.
So Fujisawa's first stone here in the sixth end. Going for the double takeout.
Curling quite a bit.
I think so. Morgan hit on the nose.
Well, in fact, she didn't get the inside roll, she got the outside roll. So
yes,
didn't change much. That allowed Tirinzoni to continue trying to build up for two. There is a long guard out there, a blue one out front. It's a very long guard.
so Silvana Tirinzoni going to try and do what her third player couldn't manage, to draw around that guard into the front of the 4-foot circle, fully covered perhaps. And Tirinzoni has the last stone here, so certainly a possibility to make two. Looks pretty wide at the moment. Just to draw a long, long way.
A little bit long. It's starting to make its move now. Gets into the sliding path. That'll slow it down a bit too. And it does come to rest just in front of the tee line.
Well, good shot from Tirinzoni, but the key will be as to how much can be seen from the other end. Not much.
But that guard is very long. You can get through that hole and double those yellow out, actually. Out turn.
I prefer the corner freeze, Armin. And I think that Silvana Tirinzoni, Fujisawa also prefers the corner freeze.
I would assume so also, yes. Yeah, I don't think she's going to try the double.
The danger here is getting a sort of shot that's in between. It's neither the freeze nor the removal of the shot. And that way, if she pings off this rock and lies exposed, Tirinzoni has a straight hit.
Yeah, you don't want to give up three in this end, that's for sure.
You do not, having fought so hard thus far. So the weight is really critical here. As you can see, Tirinzoni lies first and second shots here. If she just touches that yellow stone and moves out into the open, Tirinzoni will have a straight hit for three. So this is a very important shot for Satsuki Fujisawa with her last stone in the sixth end. It is, though, a shot that they're good at generally. I think they're sweeping not just for line but for weight. Is she going to be enough weight here? Have to sweep very hard to get it right into the 4-foot. Never give up sweeping. Is she going to end up short?
It's coming short.
Oh dear. The one thing you could not be is short, of course. So a straight draw to fully into the white 8-foot circle area, and it will be a 3 count for Switzerland's Silvana Tirinzoni. Bad shot from Fujisawa.
Das ist auch okay, kannst gleich lang kommen. Du hast dich.
Light against two. never be liked against shots lying in the forefoot.
I still like the out-turn takeout in that situation.
Well, I do now that I've seen the effort that came instead.
Tirinzoni still has to make this shot. She needs full 8 foot.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
T-line. T-line.
Sweeper's just keeping it clean. Yeah, it's nice controlled weight.
Sehr schön. Ja.
Right on the button. Score of 3 here in the 6th, and Tirinzoni takes control of this game between Fujisawa of Japan, Tirinzoni from Switzerland, after 6 ends of play.
Spiel 7-8. Da kannst du 1-2 nehmen, weil die sind gut. Die haben ja mega viel Gras gespielt.
外だともうちょい滑る？外だと今のでいいと思うんだよね。ちょうどボトムぐらいだったら。
Ja. Dit is gewoon zo easy uit, zou je van één takeout.
Aha. Schrecklich. Jetzt haben wir schon da vorne. Machen wir gut.
Ja,
So welcome back again to the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup 2017
Linie ist gut.
here in Dandery Arena, north of Stockholm. And this is draw number 2, or round 2. And Silvana Tirinzoni from Switzerland, world number 4 team, is playing Fujisawa, Japan, who's ranked world number 31. And a mistake from Fujisawa, letting the Swiss team grab a 3-point lead going into the 7th end. All things being equal, that should be enough to give them a win, really, Armin.
Well, generally, I don't think you want to give Tirinzoni a 3-point lead after 6, with only 2 ends left. So Chinese definitely, need to make it 2 here, for sure, and then hopefully, steal the 8th end or something like that. They're a fairly good takeout team, Tirinzoni. They got good front end. Play pretty good hits. Esther's a strong player.
Nein, mir. Okay.
Hey, lieber vorne 4.
Okay, vorne 4 wäre super.
Schau jetzt schnell.
Linie ist
again,
gut.
For next season, with the WCF deciding at their Congress to go to the 5 rock rule, that would give the Japanese a little more advantage with being able to build up some offense here in these late ends. Talking to Tirinzoni yesterday, she says with a 3-point lead in the 5 rock rule, you're not safe.
So she'll be thankful that it's still the 4 rock rule
She's
at the
probably
moment.
thankful right now at this. And the 5 rock rule meaning now Tirinzoni can play a takeout on this. So next season she won't be able to play a takeout on any of these guards. She would have to, I don't know, draw another rock into the house or something like that. But
So that will fundamentally change the role of the second player in the team. Because as well as having to be good at clearing things out, which Esther Neunsvander most certainly is, to have a bit of touch control as well.
Soft peel might come and play for seconds too. It's a shot that only the lead would play nowadays. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the tactics develop with the teams, which way they decide to go. course, the reason for the 5-rock roll, these teams have become so good at playing those soft peels and the run backs. Tirinzoni ignoring that Japanese rock that's in the house and going after the guard.
That Swiss team now, I think, will do their best to clear everything for the rest of this end.
And let me get both of them here. Oh, hits it pretty full. Does roll into the house though.
Well, it was a very nice result.
Yeah. I think she was trying for the double. She hit that a little thinner and get the other blue one off the top of the.
こっちに押したいんだもんね。こっちかな。そっちでもいいの。
曲がり方としては多分さっきの1本目と同じぐらい曲がっちゃえば押し方も曲がる。
It's best to have to turn the mic on. We'll be on again at 6 o'clock local time for our coverage this evening. Richard, do you know what game we happen to be covering there?
Yep, we will be showing the Anna Hasselberg team against the Chinese team.
Can you wing?
No, the other one.
Oh, Jiang?
Yep.
Okay. So Hasselberg tournament winner last year and #1 ranked. And we see a little crash here from player. Took a little slip. And they're all having a good laugh about it. Hopefully she didn't hurt herself.
Looks as if she's about to lie down, but I don't think that's a good place on top of the ice. Back to the serious business of winning, though, for Team Tirinzoni. This is
Manuela Zegers.
Manuela.
Oh, look at that.
Great shot. Terrific. Moving both the Japanese stones and rolling her shooter away. I'm not sure if she actually went for all of that, but
well,
certainly the first two parts.
That option's always there, I think, but she's probably more surprised than. We just another replay of the crash of the Japanese girl. She seems to be all right.
Tsunami Yoshida. Stone here in the 7th. Just really trying to come up to this, I think, Carmen.
Yep, just trying to use that back one. Sit in front of it. This needs to curl quite a bit. Oops. It was too long, as we can see. It's back to the 12-foot. Not a very good shot.
No, poor shot in the circumstances. Tirinzoni continues to lie 2. One on the top of the 4-foot circle and one behind the tee line.
So definitely a treat tonight at 6 o'clock to see the world-ranked #1 team play. Actually, an interesting situation right now. #1 ranked in the men's and the #1 ranked in the women's category are both Swedish teams.
Jetzt ist nur noch T-Line. Nur noch T-Line. Ja.
Don't think that's ever happened. Nicholas Edin, of course, the top ranked team in the world. And now, she has to play a hit now. That's something she really wanted to do.
But for Tirinzoni, there was no harm in just piling another stone in, trying to force them to the hit, which she's done. So going for the double takeout and tried to keep their stone lying around in the house.
I think they're going to lose their shooter. Oh, they don't.
But they're not going to make the double.
That's fine. That's a pretty good shot. I don't know if it's second shot though.
Might lie second and third shot.
Ja, gerade ein Touch rein. Also, ja. Wie lang? Solid. Ja.
So Tirinzoni then here in the 7th.
What?
And
Hier.
going for the takeout and roll.
Go, 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 go. Weiter. Okay.
She makes a nice hit and run through the gap between these 2 yellow stones belonging to her team. So there's 3 stones remaining here in the 7th end, 2 belonging to Fujisawa and 1 for Tirinzoni. So I think here the freeze on that shot belonging to Switzerland lying on the button. Belonging to the Swiss team anyway. It's behind the tee, so Fujisawa, if she throws right onto that, would lie first shot, forcing Tirinzoni to remove it with her last stone. So important to get absolutely the right line and the perfect weight for this stone.
That needed to curl a little more too. Nose hit will remove that yellow. Come down to those rocks in the 12-foot, Richard.
I think hitting this on the nose won't send the blue stone onto that corner yellow, I don't think.
No, I don't think
Ja,
so.
is goed.
It'll be all right. Yeah. But she'll have if she nose hits this, the Japanese will have a nose hit, and then it'll come down to the 2 rocks in the 12-foot.
Mam goed.
To see if she makes 1 or 2.
And she needs 2 here, really.
Yeah, 1's not enough. Definitely not enough.
So Silvana Tirinzoni, her last stone here in the 7th end.
Yep. Sehr schön.
She makes it. And I think that back blue,
Sehr schön, Silvana.
probably the second shot.
Is ihre sicher second?
If our overhead camera is accurate. Sometimes you can just get the wrong angle on it. Shows differently to what it is, but chance then, I think, for Satsuki Fujisawa to hit here and stay for 2 points.
She obviously thinks it's 2, or she would be playing the double. I think that's a good indication, Richard.
Yes.
She needs to. She can't over curl here, and she needs to hit enough to be able to stick around. Did she over curl? Oh, she did. So only 1.
Well, that Swiss stone catching the second Japanese counter gives up the point, and Fujisawa just makes a single to take the game to 6-4, still in favour of Silvana Tirinzoni and her Swiss team.
若干さ復活してきてる
滑ってたよ。
ねちょっと他の選手はいなくなってる一方だからまたそれも
Ja,
確認して
genau.
Trying to steal 2 is going to be tough.
Nee, aber ich meine, der hat auch eigentlich, also ich weiß nicht, wie sie ihn gespielt hat.
これいいドローだった
Ah, okay.
Ah, du hast gesagt, sie den mega rausgerührt.
Ja, aber das hat mehr zu beiden
Okay. Ja, ist das natürlich nur so der Seite.
4.9 だった
Okay. 2 vor mit dem letzten.
Was hat sie gesagt? Ich habe nicht mehr dran gedacht. Ich habe nicht mehr gelesen. Was hat sie gesagt, als ich gesagt habe, so viel?
Vielleicht zum Reinrollen.
Ah, okay. Ja, ist gut. Das kann ich.
So Yurika Yoshida will commence the 8th end, final end of regulation play.
Hinaach! Weg, klein! Ja.
Ja, hinten 12 Schläge.
Ja, Schweiz vorne.
Marlene Albrecht, her first stone here in the 8th end. Just trying to split the guard off. And she doesn't want this one to go out of play, or it's coming back. Yes, it is coming back. So would you put another guard up here rather than coming around?
Oh yeah, I think you definitely need. You got to steal 2. You certainly need lots of guards.
I think so.
This is where the 5 rock roll will be make a change. It might make that stealing that 2 a little more possible. But you don't want to put them together like this. That's a little bit of separation, but you need lots of separation on those 2 rocks. And Tirinzoni not letting. Albrecht throwing the house. She's just throwing it right through.
Huh. Interesting.
No soft peel attempt there.
Interesting shot.
Usually they would try soft peel, but for some reason.
Even if you push the blue stone into the house somewhere, the back of the house, it's not that bad.
No, you play hit on next.
ここまで来て若干重かったんでもでも使ってはいる
Well, now there's 3 guards, but it's certainly possible to take 2 of them away with 1 shot here.
Yeah, they're all fairly close. And Nguyen Schwander, she has some, she can throw some heat.
Esther Neuenschwander going for the double, and she makes it. Played very well today, Esther Neuenschwander.
Solid performance.
And the Tirinzoni team, they have actually won this event once before in 2013.
That far back already?
Yes.
This is... Yeah.
Yumi Suzuki then. Just trying to come around. She's going to get caught. Yes, she is. And the Japanese team really need to establish something in the centre to have any chance to engineer a steal of 2 points, but I think it's all running away from a bit here.
It's the 10th anniversary of the event. Annette Norberg having won it twice. Playing again this year.
So, Tsunami Yoshida. Trying to come round these good corner guards again. It's good looking weight into the front. 8 foot, a little bit short really. Should be a bit further in if you're going to try and outcount a possible draw shot late in the end. Right at the finish. 6-4, Fujisawa trails Tirinzoni. And Swiss skip indicating to remove both these front guards and run the shooter if possible.
Definitely.
It'll be down to Sigris to try and do that.
Gets too much on the nose.
okay.
A little bit of an opportunity here to come around and lie behind the yellow stone on the left. Belonging to Tirinzoni.
Not a great steal position, though.
Not really. It needs to be closer to the middle.
So Felcher wins her game against Jiang, China. Inu Wang wins her game against Matsumuro, 7-2.
Well, not too good. Just short and not challenging Tirinzoni very much at all with that shot. It'll be up to Manuela Sigris to remove the only shot in the house belonging to the Japanese team. She won't mind at all if her shooter runs out of play here, which it does. So clear house.
So the next two Japanese rocks need to be in the house, need to be buried.
So we're down to skip stoned, 6-4 as you see. Tirinzoni over Fujisawa in this second round.
さっきの7でのやつが5ぐらい。ライン大丈夫？
So just trying to come round behind this blue stone of their own. It needs to be fully in the house. It is. So it's a good shot.
Ja, het is toch tip-top uit, hè? Ja, vol. Ja, is goed.
So, and in their first two games, Silvana Tirinzoni beat the Norberg team 8 shots to 4, so she got a point there. And the opposition, they lost to the Korean team of Yoon Kim. 6-5, tight game. So here, Silvana Tirinzoni. She's now going to try a draw shot here to outcount the Japanese stone.
Just anywhere shot and open, so that Japanese they'll need to make a play at this, and chances of hitting and rolling perfectly behind those guards would be very tough.
And even if they do, then pretty much the whole 8 foot will be available for
And Tirinzoni can play.
And she
just practice playing that draw.
And she is leading by 2.
Yeah.
So I think the game is hers pretty much.
Yeah. It's not over until it's over, though.
No.
I've seen a lot of strange things happen. And of course, anything's possible. So she needs to hit this and get a perfect roll behind the guard. She does roll a bit, but not enough. It's a wide open hit, and Tirinzoni doesn't even need to stick around.
Nope.
Just needs to remove it from play, and the victory will be hers.
lange kommst du? Ja, ist gut. Okay, machen wir gut.
Hörst du?
So last stone of this game will be played by Silvana Tirinzoni from the Arau Curling Club. Straight take out, and she can roll anywhere she likes, because with that it will give her the win. She rolls out, gives a point to the Japanese team, but Tirinzoni wins the game overall, 6 shots to 5.
Thanks, good game.
In the second of the round robin games within the section, 5-team section. So she has 2 wins, and Fujisawa no wins from 2 starts. 6-5 the final score. And from me, Richard Harding, and Darman Harder, wish you good afternoon. Hope you'll tune in again at 6 p.m. local time, around 2 hours from now, for our next match featuring China in the
Zheng
team skipped by Zhang, and she will be playing against Anna Hasselberg, the world #1 team from this club here in Sweden. So till later, very good afternoon.